First of all, I would say that I'm not a formal coach. What I do is that I just actually walk along with these guys, and I try to pass on to them what I have learned and try to be a good friend in their lives, somebody they can come to. And when I see them do failures, I tell them that in a way that will build up motivation rather than bring them down. So I try to be a good friend, and to some I try to be a good father. Well, with René, I had got this proposition to start a new restaurant, and I knew for more formal reasons that if I should start a restaurant, it should be with a very good guy. Otherwise, it is a lot of work for no sake. And René, he was a second head chef in a very fine restaurant and had a very good experience, and he just wanted to become head chef. And he knew that I was not too bad a partner, and so he went to our meeting, and he thought it was great that we could do something together. He could be the head chef, I could protect him a little and get a contract, find a room, and come with a little money. But then I said, I don't want to make a normal restaurant, René. You come from a French cuisine education. What I want to do is that, and I always in my companies, I want that my employees feels and believes that we fight for something of a higher importance than our net profits. So my vision with this restaurant was that we should found a new Nordic cuisine, create a new Nordic cuisine that by virtue of its taste, its capacity for seducing food lovers, and by virtue of the story this cuisine could communicate, should brighten the world. And Nordic cuisine, the new Nordic cuisine, should become a great cuisine, just as the French, the Chinese, the Spanish, and it was far away. And I said to René, will you be part of that vision? He said, that sounds difficult. How are we going to cook in wintertime and so? But then we walked along, and he took that idea into his life, and he shared it with his employees and his waiters, and he lived the values every day in his professional life. He did no longer go to Spain to do research. He went to Finland, to Greenland, to Iceland, and when you make a Nordic restaurant, that was a sensation, and nobody would believe that you could make a gourmet restaurant where it was illegal and a reason for firing people if somebody ordered olive oil or foie gras from France or anything from south of the southern border of Denmark. To have a foie gras free terrain and an olive oil free ground in a top restaurant in Denmark, it was impossible. It was said to be impossible. And the idea of using Greenlandic and Icelandic ingredients was said to be out of reach. So in the beginning, people made fun of us and called us, funny names, the Whale Restaurant and the Seal Boys and things like that. But René was so talented. I never knew. He was so talented as a manager, as an artist, and as a communicator, and also as a practical guy. So I did what I could do around him. I nurtured him, and I helped him with financial backing, and also building the homepage, finding the staff, creating the first menus, choosing the graphical designer, decided the contract relation to those who own the pack house, the warehouse where we are, and maybe the most important thing, I gathered together the whole Nordic food intelligentsia, including food ministers from Norway and Denmark and leading people from the Nordic food industries to discuss how everybody could share our vision. So what I did was that in the beginning, I lent to René the notoriety of my brand. And I stood up with him and said, René and I, we're going to do this. René and I are going to do that. And on the first postcard from the restaurants, we were there together. But as I saw him growing, I also saw that not only was my profile and my brand unnecessary, it was also a threat to the identity of Noma the restaurant. So slowly I pulled myself out of the rhetorics of Noma the restaurants and went into a position as, or you could call me the founding father of the new Nordic cuisine movement, so that at the moment, though I'm René's business partner and also a majority shareholder, we communicate, well, actually, René, he is so bright that he actually runs that business as if he was the only owner. And I think that could be a challenge to many people to kind of compromise their own brand, take it away and forget about themselves in order to do what is the right thing to do for that kind of company.